Hey guys, we're back. Want to explain today a little bit about primers and sanding. What I got here in the garage is pretty much finished. A little setup for where I prime all my statues, and what I want to explain is a lot of the stuff that I use. Basically, I go to an auto parts store and I pick up Dupli Color primers. There's a couple different ones, and you gotta kind of know which ones are which. Right here is filler primer. That's what I use on basically while I'm sculpting, while I'm sanding, while I'm fixing a statue, so I find a lot of mistakes. Filler primer will fill in a lot of little gaps. Like if you can see here, there's a lot of little scratches. Let's turn him over. And what you can see is all these little scratches and little dents that you may not find when you're actually sanding. Filler primer will actually fill a lot of that up and help you out. Right now, if you touch him around, he's like really smooth now. I'll go over the sandpapers that I use in a second, but basically, whenever I'm really done, I just pretty much filler prime everything and I sand them down, get them nice and smooth. If I feel I need to prime again before I paint, I use regular sand or primer from Dupli Color. This stuff is thinner. It goes on smooth. You only need to do one coat and then that's it. The good thing about filler primer though is you can wet sand it as well. You can put on a faucet, you can wet sand, it's all good. They also have a thing called primer sealer. Primer sealer I do not use unless I go to alclad paint, and that's something I'll do in another video. That's a little bit more process, it's a little bit more difficult, but it gets you a nice good chrome piece. But as you can see, all these pieces here, all the gray is filler primer, and basically I sculpt over that, I sand it, I get it all nice and smooth. You can kind of see the shine to it a little bit. It is messy, it is thick, you definitely don't want to prime in a house. You want a ventilation place, you want to wear a mask. As you can see, the garage door, I'll open that up and everything. So that's pretty much all this primers. What we'll do is we'll go over to the sandpaper now. This is a bunch of sandpapers that I use. The most common one right here is the 3M pads. Basically, go to Home Depot, Lowe's, they're a couple bucks. You can use these in water, foam, as you can see. You push them down, it's really good. It gets in between grooves. The more you use them, actually, the better they get in a way, because they become really soft and almost like mushy, but they still sand. And you can really, get a piece nice and smooth with those. And of course, all your different gradations of sandpaper. 160s, the lower the number, the more coarse it is, the higher the number, the finer it is. I pretty much stick to all these 3Ms and anything else I get at Home Depot. They're cheaper. The more you buy, the bigger bulk you get. So that's pretty much how I sand and stuff. As you can see, there's a lot of mess. But picked up a new tool recently over at Micro Mart. I haven't had a chance of using it. It's a belt sander. I figured this will make my life a lot easier. I'll start getting used to it once I get this stuff a little organized. But you figure, I know this is, I figure, holding a piece here, holding a piece there, get stuff sanded down real fast. But this is how I prime. This is what I use. It just gives you an idea of what I like. Some people like Krylon paints. Some people like, different kinds. The cheaper the paint you go, the more problems you will come into. Like if you go to Walmart and you buy those no-name brand cheap paints, they may work for you, but from my experiences, they become very, very tacky and sticky, and they never dry. I stay away from those. I'd rather go to, an auto parts store, buy these cans, and, one shot, I'm done. It's over, So that's pretty much the deal. Those are tools I use. We'll get some more videos up as soon as I can. Thanks for checking this out.